monitoring any type of behavior on any platform is hard because honestly, I just don't trust anyone with that type of power. You know, whether it's platforms themselves, whether it's government, it doesn't really matter. I don't think I can trust some big tech company or government to be like, this is what is too far and this is all right. Because we can all agree that things like racism, extremist views in any shape or form are bad. But the problem is, once you start doing that, a lot of people then go like, "What about this? What about that?" And the amount of things that get censored slash silenced only increases. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that like, if we could live in a perfect world where we would have a committee of philosophers that would debate and make an ethics philosophers that would debate what to keep online and not, that would be great. But to allow any government to be like, this is okay, this is not, or corporation, I just don't think anyone would do a good job. People would gravitate towards corruption and serve their own self-interest, you know. So yeah, maybe they would stop a lot of racism and bullying and so on, but they would also be like, well, we're not quite happy that you're this critical of China or Apple or Amazon or pharmaceutical companies or whatever, you know. And it's a thin line between protecting people, but also saying that like, in the name of protecting people, censoring speech and criticism, you know.
Absolutely. And for me, at least, like, so we both studied communication science. So apparently, to everyone listening, we're supposed to be good at communicating some of these things to you guys. So let us know how we did in the comments below. But what I wanted to say was that in communication science, we learned about McLuhan, like Marshall McLuhan. I don't know if you remember him. What he said was something around the medium is the message. And in that, he basically means that like part of every message where there's a sender and a receiver, a big factor that influences how the receiver interprets the message is the medium itself. Let's say you send someone a letter saying we're breaking up over a text, or instead a text, or in person, the medium of that communication kind of does end up changing or impacting the interpretation of the message. So based on that, my thought is, well, yeah, obviously people would go to do the cyberbullying or say bad shit about other people on more anonymous platforms like Ask FM. But if you were to go to something more like if you were on Facebook, you wouldn't have as many negative comments, or you wouldn't have as many negative replies, or even on Instagram, when you can ask a question to someone, I don't think you would have as many people saying like, fuck, marry, kill these three people, you know? So I feel like in a way, the medium itself is part of the message. It does influence the message itself. Thus, that brings back the responsibility to the platforms in a way. And also kind of like, it's not something that just the platforms should be doing, but it's something that we as a society should have some sort of like, we should incorporate into our social contract the appropriate behaviors online and in person, and kind of have less of a blurry line between them. It's not because you are anonymous, it's not because people don't know who you are that you're supposed to like just go on and ramble whatever the fuck you want to say about anything, you know?